to Nissi News Bytes at 1.
Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Nissi Bytes at 1 p.m. My name is Achieng Faith, with today being the 13th of July, and we only remaining with 26 days to the big awaited day, which is the elections day. We will be taking you through what is going on here and there. Welcome. Now on to our first news, which is political news. President Uhuru Kenyatta yesterday told corrupt individuals to be prepared, for the time has come for them to face the law in the hands of the Azimio administration. Uhuru also said this amidst a hotly contested succession race, when he warned that an Azimio La Umoja One Kenya coalition government will jail the thieves and the corrupt politicians. The president also said that the Azimio pair of Raila Odinga and Martha Karua will not be as forgiving as he has been. Isaac Waweru reports.
Referring to Martha Karua, who is the former was a tough woman who will put thieves in the cells.
Kuna viongozi tumekuwa na amani kwa sababu ya vile tulishikana mkono na mzee wangu hapo anaitwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Na mimi napenda sana vile wameshirikiana na mama ambaye hacheki, Martha Karua. Na ambaye hata gojea kusikia mambo ya hawa waporaji wakifanya mambo yao huku na huku.
Rallying the city resident to throw their weight behind Azimio, President Uhuru Kenyatta said he hopes Kenyans will vote for Mr. Odinga so he can hand over power to him. The president said that Odinga was the only leader who will be able to carry on with the development project initiated by his administration.
Mimi nawauliza, hawa ndio wataweza kuendelesha hii kazi, na tuhakikishe ya kwamba tuko na nchi ambaye inaongozwa kwa njia ya haki, kwa njia ya ukweli, na kwa njia ya kutatua shida za wananchi.
Na nawaomba nyinyi kwa heshima ya yule ambaye nitapatia aendelee naye, iwe si mwingine isipokuwa Raila.
The president hit out at his deputy and his allies who have been telling him to complete his tenure and go home, saying he will stick around until he hands over power after the August 9th polls.
Ati wananiambia nimalize niende. Kwani wanafikiria nimalize niende wapi? Nitakuwa hapa tu. Na mimi nitafanya kazi yangu mpaka dakika ya mwisho. Ama ni namna gani? Bado kuna hospitali za kufunguliwa. Bado kuna barabara za kujengwa. Bado kuna kazi nyingi za serikali ambazo zinatakikana kufanywa. Na mimi nitazifanya mpaka nipatie shughuli hiyo mwingine.
He scolded the DP for perpetuating politics of insults and divisions instead of telling Kenyans what he will do for them once he forms the next government. Further, the Jubilee party leader reprimanded the DP for being a master of doublespeak, who is fast to take credit for achievement by the Jubilee government but distances himself from the failures. He also warned the resident not to vote for smooth talkers, thinking they are punishing him.
Wengine ni wa mdomo na matusi. Sasa mimi nauliza, ukiwaona kila siku wakienda kwa mkutano, kazi yao ni kuongea juu ya Uhuru. Sasa wewe unaongea juu Uhuru atafuti kura? Ama ni namna gani?
While admitting challenges faced by the government, he lauded the former Prime Minister for joining hands with him to find solution for the country's problems. He, however, pointed out that the Jubilee government has accomplished a lot in terms of infrastructure, hospitals and other developments, telling of political leaders making noise that his government has done nothing.
Nimesukuma pahali nimeweza. Si ndio? Sijatatua shida zote. Siwezi nisimame hapa niseme ya kwamba nimetatua zote. Lakini tunataka tuweke barabara njema, ndio wale watakuja na hawa wasukume wafikishe kiwango chao.
The president explained how unity dominated the country since the handshake and how former non-political enemies can now campaign together.
Hakuna kitu mimi inanifurahisha zaidi nikiona leo hii Kadosi tunasimama naye hapa, tunatafuta kura, si ni kweli? Na nawaomba mumpatie, si ndio? Lakini ile kitu inanifurahisha hata zaidi ni ya kwamba Babu Owino hako pale nje na mke yake, hata yako hapa, na tunaomba kura pamoja. Niambieni kama hiyo ni kitu safi ama sio safi.
Reporting for Nissi News Bytes at 1, my name is Isaac Waberu.
And now on to our second news. The Kenya Kwanza coalition presidential candidate William Ruto pitched tents in Bungoma and Trans Nzoia counties for a series of rallies. The Kenya Kwanza took their campaigns to Trans Nzoia with promises to the people only if elected in the coming general election. The deputy president said he is going to prioritize the 1 billion for housing program, and Ruto also maintained that agro-processing value addition and manufacturing for creation of employment to the youths will be the top on his administration. The deputy president was addressing his supporters in Trans Nzoia County, where he told them that they have the power to decide who their leader will be. Ruto also continued to complain about the fall of the Big Four agenda. Our reporter has more.
To Trans Nzoia with promises to the people only if elected in the coming general election. The deputy president said he is going to prioritize the 1 billion for housing program. Ruto maintained the agro-processing value addition and manufacturing for creation of employment to the youths will be top on his administration.
Serikali hii tunaunda kwa mapenzi ya Mungu. Na Musalia yuko hapa. Na Weta yuko pale. Na former governor wenu ambaye anamaliza saa hizi yuko hapa Bwana Haemba. Tunaelewana? Sisi wote tunasema hivi. Item number 1, priority number 1 mwaka huu tunaweka bilioni 100 kwa mambo ya housing, agro processing, value addition, manufacturing, ndio tupange ajira ya hawa vijana as a matter of priority.
The deputy president was addressing his supporters in Trans Nzoia County, where he told them that they have the power to decide who their leaders will be and not to be.
Hawa wangwana tusipowakomesha, ati tuwakubalie watuchagulie viongozi, mwisho watakuja waseme hata mabibi zetu watatuzalia watoto. Hii watu wakwende kabisa bwana. Sijui kama tunaelewana Trans Nzoia. Nyinyi ndio mtaamua. Nyinyi ndio mtaamua.
He continued to complain about the fall of the Big Four, which he said he will implement was destroyed by the opposition.
Awamu yetu ya pili tulikuwa tunataka kupanga mambo ya ajira ya vijana wetu. Tupange kilimo na tupange mambo ya universal health coverage. Lakini shida hiyo mpango ya Big Four haikutimia kwa sababu ya karata mbaya na siasa mbaya ya kujaribu kuwatenganisha wa Kenya.
Improving on small-scale businesses for young people. Reporting for Nissi Television, my name is Shalom Wanjera.
Nzoia, wewe mungwana wa Trans Nzoia, hata kama biashara yako ni kidogo.
And on to other news, plastic waste material have seen Kenya startups transforming plastic to usable items. This rather dirty job has turned up to be a lucrative business in Nairobi City and other towns in Kenya. Used bottles, broken troughs, and all other plastic wastes have on the other side transformed lives of many Kenyans, with a number of them putting up businesses that have created jobs. Let's hear more from our reporter.
And all plastic waste have on the other side transformed the lives of many Kenyans, with a number of them putting up business that have created jobs.
Our products are very great substitutes for wood. And wood, okay, just look at it this way. One wooden pole is one of our plastic poles. So the more we use the plastic poles, the more trees we have in our environment, and the more we can save our environment from deforestation.
Some of the beneficiaries of this business are street families and other young families who have been employed to collect plastic. The waste materials are crushed into small pieces and boiled, after which they are used to make valuable and expensive items that are again taken back to the markets. Some of the items that are produced by the waste plastic materials are plastic chairs, tables, and posts. Mogo Macharia is one of the technicians in the Noma Green Plastic Limited. He says besides benefiting from the plastic waste materials, they are also cleaning the environment.
Plastic poles are giving young trees an opportunity to be able to grow because they are saving these trees from being cut down and used as poles. And as these trees grow, they sequester more carbon from the environment, and thus they are contributing much in the fight on climate change.
Erastus Oko finds this company one that does a lot, not only creating jobs for people, but cleaning environment. Climate change has also been addressed. Reporting for Nissi Television, my name is Shalom Wanjera.
And now on to our international news. Due to the Russian blockade of its Black Sea ports, Ukraine can't export most of its grain as the new harvest season begins. Fears are growing that much of the grain needed in Africa and the Middle East will go to waste. Ukraine's infrastructure minister, Oleksandr Kubrakov, has accused Russia of terrorism, saying Moscow is holding people all over the world hostage by blocking the country's grain exports. Putin, on the other hand, wants to force the international community to take off some of the sanctions and then the grain can get out. Ukraine normally exports 6 million to 7 million tons of grain per month. And last month, however, the breadbasket of the world, as Ukraine is frequently referred to, shipped out only 2.2 million tons, according to the Ukrainian Grain Association. The Kremlin, meanwhile, claims that Kyiv is free to ship grain from its ports, with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying Moscow is ready to negotiate with Ukraine and Turkey over the grain exports. And now, on to another international news.
Its grain as the new harvest season begins. Fears are growing that much of the grain needed in Africa and in the Middle East will go to waste. Ukraine's infrastructure minister has accused Russia of saying Moscow is holding people all over the world hostage by blocking the country's grain exports. Putin wants to force the international community to take off some of the sanctions and then the grain can get out. Ukraine normally exports 6 million to 7 million tons of grain per month. Last month, however, the breadbasket of the world, as Ukraine is frequently referred to, shipped out only 2.2 tons of grain, according to the Ukrainian Grain Association. The Kremlin meanwhile claims the Kyiv is free to ship grain from its ports, with Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov saying Moscow is ready to negotiate with Ukraine and Turkey over grain exports. Reporting for Nissi Television, I am Faith Danya.
The former senior Rwandan official Laurent Busibaruta has been jailed by a French court for 20 years after being found guilty of complicity in the African nation's genocide during the 1994 massacres, where 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus died within a span of 100 days of mass murders. The former official of Gikongoro went on trial for genocide on May 9, 2022, for genocide and being the highest-ranking figure to face justice in France over the 1994 massacres. Our reporter reports.
Old, who was considered a perfect official of Gikongoro province, was accused of persuading thousands of people to take refuge in the Murambi Technical School while promising them food, water, and protection, only for tens of thousands of Tutsis to get executed days later in that institution in one of the genocide's bloodiest episodes in April. Aside from that, Busibaruta was also considered to be responsible by the court for the massacre that involved 90 pupils at the Marie Mercy School in Kibeho and the execution of Tutsi prisoners, including 3 priests in Gikongoro prison on May 7, 1994. He, however, denied any involvement in the killings and said that he was never on the side of the killers. France has been under pressure from the victims, from the activists, to act against suspected Rwandan criminals who took refuge in the French soil after the genocides, and this was one of the wins from the activists of France. Reporting for Nissi Television, my name is Shalom Wanjera.
Now let's look at our sports news today. Kenya received the national flag from President Uhuru Kenyatta at State House, Nairobi. The team's management was busy on the sidelines seeking help from Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed to secure their visas. African 100-meter champion Ferdinand Omanyala is among the 6 Team Kenyan members who had not secured their traveling visas on Tuesday as the World Athletics Championships beckons on Friday in Oregon, United States. Faith Nthenya has more.
Teams to the World Athletics Championships Commonwealth Games. Speaking during a short ceremony at State House, Kenya, Kenyatta commended the sportsmen and women for bringing pride and honor to the country.
In the mind of almost 50 million of your colleagues that athletics has brought this nation pride. And by bringing us pride, it has brought us pride through you, because it is you who represent us out there. It is you who are the face of this great republic when you're out there. And we are truly grateful for the efforts that you put into what you do, because we know that to be able to have made it, to go to the World Championships in Oregon, Commonwealth Games, hiyo sio kitu rahisi. It's been a lot of work, a lot of training, a lot of effort on your part, on the part of your coaches, on the part of your technical teams, on the part of the ministry, on the part of Athletics Kenya, on the part of the National Olympic Committee, and all who have been involved. But at the end of the day, it is your personal commitment that places you where you are. It is your personal commitment that puts you at the top of what our country has to offer. So mine first is to congratulate you for everything that you have done. Secondly, to wish you all the best, to assure you of our support, to assure you that your country is behind you. You will do your very best to make your country proud and to bring us back wonderful gold, silver, and bronze medals that will show that Kenya is still at the top of the athletics world.
The head of state urged the teams to continue raising the country's profile high by shining at global events. He expressed satisfaction that the athletes were adequately prepared for the championships. Kenya is sending a contingent of 46 athletes to the 2022 World Athletics Championships in Oregon, while 157 athletes will represent the country at Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games. Reporting for Nissi Television, I am Faith Nthenya.
Now that is a very great news to Omanyala and team. We wish them all the best. Gor Mahia has landed a 70 million shilling sponsorship deal where Kogalo will pocket the initial batch of 70 million shillings in their first year. Let's hear more from our reporter.
Record Kenyan Premier League champions Gor Mahia have ultimately lived a sigh of relief after landing a whopping 76 million Kenyan shilling sponsorship deal with local gaming firm Betafric. The club unveiled their latest shirt sponsor during a colorful ceremony held at the Ole Serani Hotel in Nairobi on Tuesday. According to the nitty-gritty of the deal, Keyongato will pocket 70 million Kenyan shillings annually for the next 3 years, with an additional 6.5 million Kenyan shillings be channeled into kitting and players' insurance. Gor Mahia have grappled with tough economic times in recent years as they struggle to keep the burgeoning payroll in check. Things spilled out of control at the end of the 2019-2020 season when the club witnessed a mass exodus of the star players after official Kenyan Premier League sponsors Bet King withdrew from the deal. Reporting for Nissi Television, I am Faith Ndenya.
Now, thank you for staying with us today. That was all for the News Bytes at 1. I just want you to remember that when you are walking out there, we are 26 days to our elections, and just try and spread peace, spread love to everyone you interact with outside there, because that is all that we can pray for. If you're a prayerful person, just pray for the country, pray for all the contestants and everyone that is in the ballot. And thank you even for those who have watched with us during this time. I can see Pretty Kata tuned in. Emma Juma, thank you so much. Polycarp, Sylvia, thank you. Bernard Obande, our number one fan. Bro Luis, thank you so much. Aronya Titus, thank you for tuning in. And even if you tuned in with us but you didn't get a chance to comment, we are so much grateful. Continue tuning in with Nissi TV, and you will be happy. Yeah. So have yourself a wonderful afternoon and a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Welcome to Nissi Television, the house